Hello students, good morning. I hope you people had done whatever I had given to you, and if possible, I will be giving you the question answers of chapter 1, that is of 2 lines and 3 lines. If you are having the reference book and if you had already copied the question answers in the fair book, that is totally fine. But whatever the extra questions I am giving to you, you are supposed to copy that question answers in your fair book. And moving further towards the chapter, we are doing the last part of chapter number 1, that is nature, purpose and scope of the business. So today we will study the characteristics of trade. Trade is an economic activity. So as you people know, what is an economic activity? Any activity which is done with the purpose of getting something in return which can be measured into monetary terms is treated as an economic activity. So trade is an economic activity, but obvious that if the person is doing the trade, there must be the two parties in the trade. Exchange is essential in the trade. So if the person is doing the business, it is but obvious that there will be exchange of goods as well as in the services. In the trade, transfer of ownership is done and transfer of ownership of goods and services is done. So the transfer of ownership of goods as well as the ownership of services is done in the trade. In exchange of goods, either an amount is paid or goods are exchanged. So while doing the trade, it is also possible that in the exchange of goods, you will give money or you will pay something in cash or by check, or either you will give in exchange of goods. Trade is a continuous activity. The value of goods or services is determined in the terms of money. So whatever the goods or services you are returning or you are receiving, it is measured in the monetary terms. And trade is treated as the legal activity because by doing the trade, you need to have all the documents, you need to take the permission from government as well for doing the trade. Types of trade. There are two types of trade. The first one is internal trade and the second one is international trade. So we are doing internal trade. Trade among the different regions within the boundaries of the country is called an internal trade. So internal trade means any trade which is done within the boundaries of the country. In any part of the country, you cannot do beyond the boundaries. हमारे कंट्री के अंदर ही जो कुछ भी हम ट्रेड करते हैं, दैट इज ट्रीटेड एज एन इंटरनल ट्रेड. एग्जाम्पल, a trader of Ahmedabad purchases the box of apple from the Kashmir, or the trader of Nagpur selling the oranges to Rajkot. These are the examples of internal trade. So whatever the trade, maybe you are doing the trade in the interstate, means you see the example, best example of apple is given over here, that a trader of Ahmedabad purchases the apple from Kashmir, but Kashmir is a part of our country. So while doing any trade within the boundaries of the country is treated as an internal trade. And from the viewpoint of the distribution, that how you will distribute the goods, the internal trade is divided into two parts. The first one is wholesale trade and the second one is retail trade. The second is international trade. Trade between the two countries is known as international trade. Example, a Japanese company selling a television to the Indian traders, or the Kesar mango being sent from India to USA are the examples of international trade. But obviously, Japan की कोई company है, and if they are selling the televisions to the Indian company or to the Indian traders, it is treated as international trade. And if we are sending Kesar mangoes from India to the USA, it is treated as an international trade. International trade includes import, export, and re-export. All the three are included in the term international trade. Now we are doing what is a wholesale trade and what is retail trade. A wholesale trade means a wholesaler purchases the goods in bulk from the producer and distributes to them, to the retailer, as per his requirement. The wholesaler is a connection link between the producer and the retailer. Wholesaler कौन होता है? जो bulk में goods को purchase करता है. If the person is purchasing the goods in bulk and as per his requirement, so he is treated as the wholesaler, and wholesaler is the link between the producer and the retailer. In the retail trade, the retailer purchases the goods from the wholesaler and supplies it to the consumers as per his requirement. So what the retailer will do, he will purchase the goods from the wholesaler and he will supply that goods to his customers as per the requirement of the customers. The next topic is commerce. What is commerce? Commerce means trade and auxiliary services to trade. These services include the services of banking, insurance, transportation, communication, warehousing, and agents. So, trade is also included under the commerce, but commerce means trade as well as auxiliary services to trade. What is auxiliary services? Auxiliary services means the services which helps to do the trade. Matlab, if the person is doing the trade, it is but obvious that he needs to have banking transactions, then he needs to have insurance about the goods. If he is doing the trade, but obvious है कि वो उसको अपने goods के लिए insurance तो होना चाहिए. So insurance services, banking services for internal trade as well as for the external trade, that is international trade, the person needs to have the transportation facilities. So transportation is also a part of commerce and it is treated as an auxiliary services. The world has become a global village from the viewpoint of trade and its auxiliary services. Characteristics of commerce. Trade is a part of commerce. So trade जो है that is also included under the commerce. Commerce is also an economic activity. Because while doing the commerce, that is while doing any activity like transportation, banking, insurance, anything, you need to give something in monetary terms. Auxiliary services helpful to trade are included in the commerce, and all the auxiliary services like banking, insurance, transportation, etc. Whatever are there, they are helpful in the trade and so they are included in the commerce. It increases the time and place utility of the goods. Transportation facilities अगर अच्छी है, it will increase the time utility. Why? Because अगर हम लोग ऑटो रिक्शा से या वैसे कोई goods transfer करते तो it will take more time. But if we are having a truck or any other means of transportation, we can easily place that goods from one place to another. So it will increase the time utility and place utility as well. It depends on which type of place the goods are kept. Because if the goods are kept in such a place where it is highly affected by the rain, तो जो उसकी ज़मीन जो है लैंड, वो भी कभी कभी हो सकता है कि वो लैंड जो है वो ख़राब हो गई हो. Might be possible it decreases the utility of the goods as well. Difference between trade and commerce. Meaning, exchange of goods and services in the return of money, and commerce includes auxiliary services. Trade includes trade and auxiliary services to trade. हमने आगे ही देखा कि in the trade, exchange of goods and services is possible in the return of money, and in commerce includes both trade and auxiliary services to trade. Scope of trade is limited. Scope of commerce is wider because the whole trade is included under the commerce. Parties. There are two parties in the trade and both the parties are mostly known to each other. But in the commerce, both the parties are at distant places, and even though they cannot have obtained, they cannot be known to each other, though they obtain the auxiliary services. Auxiliary services are demand oriented yet continuous. Yes, auxiliary services जो है that are demand oriented. If the auxiliary services are available at reasonable prices, goods can be supplied to the customers at fair price. अगर इंश्योरेंस है, बैंकिंग है, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन है, वो अगर हमारे पास से कम पैसे लेते हैं, कम से कम पैसे अगर वो हमारे पास से लेते हैं, तो क्या होगा, कस्टमर्स को जो गुड्स है वो भी कम प्राइस में मिलेगी. The next one is industry. Meaning a process of converting the raw materials into the finished goods by adding the utilities to satisfy the human needs is known as industry. So जहाँ पे ये process होती है, the converting of raw materials into the finished goods. Raw materials means दूसरे मतलब आपने काचा सामान को या नहीं, into the finished goods, the goods which are ready to sell, that is known as finished goods. This process, the place where this process is done, the process of converting the raw materials into the finished goods by adding utility as per the needs of the customer, that is treated as industry. Example, manufacturing of the furniture from the wood, manufacturing of clothes from the raw cotton. These are the examples of industry. Industry production, economic activity, change in the form of raw materials, production of different articles, utility, and in addition to them, the use of human labor, natural resources, and machines are also included in the characteristics of industry. So, production means we are doing the production of goods, that is converting of raw materials into the finished goods. The production of goods is done in the industry. Industry is also treated as an economic activity. If there is any change in the raw material, it will directly affect the demand of the customers and human laborers as well. Natural resources and machines are also considered as the characteristic. Why? Because while converting the raw materials into the finished goods, might be possible that they need some natural resources and they need some important machineries. Classification of industry, that is primary industry, secondary industry, and tertiary industry. What is primary industry? These industries are the fundamental industries which are connected with sea, land, and air production activity, and which are totally relied on the nature. So these are the type of industries which are connected with sea, land, and air production. Agriculture, animal husbandry, poultry farming are connected with land, so fisheries are connected with sea. So these are the examples of primary industry. Secondary industry. Various types of machines and technologies are used over here, and natural wealth is processed to make it consumable and supplied to the customer. So, the industries where there are natural resources and where machineries are used, that is treated as the secondary industry. For example, fertilizer industries, color and chemical industries, steel industries, etc. And the next one is tertiary industry. It has a wide scope. It provides help to the primary as well as to the secondary industry. Besides this, it is very near to the customers. The products obtained from the primary industry and secondary industries are made consumable to the consumers with different processes. So, tertiary industry is linked, is also both primary and secondary industries are included in the tertiary industry, and they produces the goods and make it available to the customer with a different process. For example, dairy industry, cold drink industry, bakery, and so on. Tertiary industry also includes the services like banking, insurance, transportation, warehousing, agent, communication, etc. See, the best example is given. Production of a wheat is a primary industry. Production of flour from the wheat is secondary industry. And the production of a bread or biscuit from the flour is treated as a tertiary industry. Thank you.